You're a perfectionist, Tungdil Bolafar.
I've got a reputation to uphold. If you can't rely on the metalwork of a dwarf, what can I do?
For me, not
In your mind,
You look...
what?
When you...
Frala, if what...
I better not keep them...
See you later. There's goulash.
There was a time. This is where you... There are apparent...
Hey, groundling! Come to the kitchen!
Tungdil! Quick! Or the goulash will get burnt!
It'd be a waste of goulash. And I'm hungry. Here, hold this.
You damned freak!
For a moment you hope the Famulus really does raise his hand to you.
What a pair you are!
The goulash. Vegetables, bread, cheese.
Hey, what are you doing, groundling? We're still eating it.
The blacksmith. Do you want something?
Did a horse bolt while you were trying to shoe it? It's certainly not on our plates.
Of the 200... Lot Yonan didn't just...
I should speak to Lot Yonan first. Do you know what Lot Yonan wants? Do you know what Lot Yonan wants?
The maid gives you an amused look. She has often accused you of making things more complicated than necessary. The beer that is delivered... Lot Yonan's vaults are equipped with laboratories, a library...
Master Lot Yonan, Frala told me you wished to speak with me.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren. I wish to return them to him. He's in Blacksaddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey. Who are you going to entrust with this?
I was thinking of you.
Me?
There is no one better to take on this journey. You have acquired much knowledge. You are almost a scholar. You know more than most famuli about Girdlegard and its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes. Be on your guard. Look after the bag and don't lose it. May Palandiel be with you. And Varakas too, of course.
I'll set off immediately. I'll see you soon, Lot Yonan. I wonder if dwarves ask Vrakas for help. If I hurry, I might be back in time for Sonia's birthday.
You're longing to see her face when you give her your homemade present.
I wonder if dwarves ask Vrakas for help.
The goulash is bubbling.
Hello, Frala. I've got a present for you.
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
It's not the finest jewellery in Girdlegard.
One look at Frala's face makes it clear that it doesn't matter. She glows with happiness as she takes the pendant.
For me? But why?
Because you don't see me as an oddity, and you're like a little sister to me.
You could have said. But you settle with a shrug and a crooked smile.
I need provisions for 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear. Finally, you've got the chance.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing. But make sure the cook doesn't...
I'm going to Blacksaddle. Perhaps I'll even meet some dwarves on the way.
Frala throws you a cautious glance. It's a tricky subject that you can't help but broach.
There aren't dwarves down here. You're the only one in Iderslane, as far as we know.
I know, but I can't just have been born out of a rock. Somewhere in the mountains, I have a clan. Maybe even a family.
Yes. Maybe.
Frala has reminded you more than once that Lot Yonan wrote to the dwarf clans, and none of them were missing a dwarf boy.
I have to go. I've got a long journey ahead of me.
I wish you the blessing of Palandiel and Vrakas to protect you from all danger on your journey. Here, a talisman. Whenever you look at it...
I am your godfather, little one. I'll look after you just like I look...
You picture all the adventures. You picture all the fantastic adventures that await you on your journey and are raring to go. But then you think about the possible danger.
How nice to see you again, Lot-Yonan. It must have been an age since we last met face to face.
Nudin, welcome. Please, sit down.
No, thank you, my friend. These are urgent matters, and I don't have much time. You must come to Leos Nudin immediately. The perished land is stirring.
Are you sure? What makes you think that?
I found out about 60 orbits ago, during a visit to the borders. Our
Utterly blinded by the sunlight, you squeeze your eyes tightly shut after only a few steps. You reach a small lake by a birchwood. You pitch your... Around midday, with the sun... When you see the blood on the ground, you try to convince yourself it's from an animal that just happened to be killed on the road by a hunter. You know this is improbable, and your hope disappears completely. A slender man lies in front of you, dressed in an expensive robe. It is in the colors of Turgur the Fair-Faced, one of the 6 Magi. The dead man must be one of Turgur's famulae. You don't see any wounds.
By Vracus.
There are some narrow stab wounds in the man's chest. The cuts are too big to have been made by arrows, but too small for sword wounds. You don't see any signs of a struggle in the area where the corpses are lying. Were they stabbed by a companion? You look down on a tall, broadly built man. The man has the same incisions. It's clear that both men were killed by the same weapon. But what that weapon might be, you cannot say. A rucksack that probably belonged to one of the dead. It seems to have been searched and then thrown away carelessly. You find a few implements, some provisions, and a map. A route is drawn on it from Parista, Nudin's capital, to Lot-Yonan's vaults.
Does this mean that Turga the Fair...
You scour the area once more and ask yourself what to do next.
Nothing again.
You halt. There is something.
Another rucksack? Did someone...
You open the rucksack and recognize that someone has already rummaged through it. As well as some implements and writing utensils, you find a pouch full of gold and a talisman. The gold is proof that this is not a case of robbery.
It's not a robbery if you're already dead.
You give the call warmth and a feeling of security. You scour the area once more and ask yourself what to do. You scour the area. It's time-consuming and strenuous work digging shallow graves in the ground with a stick and covering the corpses with a few stones. But it should at least keep the crows from their feasting for a while. You continue on your way, so as the gable left the boy, you walk towards the children. As you raise your hand to greet them, the boy catches sight of you. His eyes grow wide, and he points to you with a chubby little finger. All he can manage to say is, "There." Now the girl has turned. You don't wish to. You see a flickering light through the trees some way from the path. It might come from a campfire. You creep through the undergrowth towards the fire, but can't prevent your armor from clattering and small twigs from breaking under every heavy step. 3 broad... You sneak up on them. The men jump up and grab their axes.
Who's there?
You stay silent, but the men have already become suspicious.
There's something there.
All 3 peer into the darkness, and although they haven't seen you, you turn around to take flight. That moment, another man steps out of the shadows and aims his axe at you. You recoil alarmed. You step in.
Well, I'll be. Is that a groundling?
The men look you over suspiciously.
What's a groundling doing creeping around here? Are you after our gold?
I bet you was hoping to slit our throats once we fell asleep, subterranean.
Your heart is pounding, and you confront them.
Pah! All groundlings are thieves and good-for-nothings.
You find it difficult to take control of your voice again.
Enough to know that you're all dirty thieves.
The next morning, it's a long... You reach the back. You call to the nearest. You look at the... You leave. You look down on a lot. The guards on the... There are small fires burning every 50 steps or so. They are intended... You have spent the last nights under bushes on the hard, cold ground. You are yearning for a good... The double gate... Some of the guards begin to whisper as you near the gate.
Hello up there!
What brings you to fair good water? And have you seen any orcs on your travels, groundling?
The man leaning over the palisade eyes you up and down carefully.
Goodwater is well known.
I regret to inform...
I'm a blacksmith. And a dwarf. Let me tell you, your gate might look solid, but it won't withstand a real orc assault. I'm a skilled craftsman, and I'm sure I can improve this gate for you. I'm a dwarf, and I know of the dwarven art of building from...
A bookworm? You're going to strengthen our gate with papier-mâché?
I'm sure papier-mâché would help, but that's not what I...
You stop mid-sentence. The mocking expression on the mercenary's face tells you that a white lie would have worked better. You'll have to try something else.
Stay alert. If I see anything, I'll scream.
Oh, yeah. You bet.
Is this to be... Your route leads you back to good... An uneasy feeling has been your... As night begins to... You swing yourself up, you see North Pass and smell the fresh, icy wind that sweeps over the peaks of Great Blade and Dragon's Tongue. But the harmony is interrupted by the hideous roar of an unending flood of orcs throwing itself unceasingly against the fortification. You smell the disgusting green blood of the orcs and taste the rancid fat of their armor on your tongue. The bitter taste becomes stronger until it's unbearable and wrenches you out of your dream. You open your...
I am Sintras of Son Balsur. My master, not on the double fold.
You mean you want us to put our necks on the line and be killed by some magus?
Lord Yonan and...
And which of us is the leader? So
never.
We shall see.
You can't believe what you're hearing. If the beasts of Tion ride into battle together, catastrophic cycles lie ahead for Girdleguard.
Better safe than sorry.
Your eyes scan the deserted...
Ugh.
You're overcome by the urge to vomit. You have, of course, heard the...
This is the place I knew. Hey! A groundling, perfect for a spotted breakfast.
You know that...
Yes?
Who's next?
Just wait a moment.
He hardly put up a fight.
What is it? Who's next?
Huh? I can't do that yet.
Yeah! Pow! Another one bites.
Wait a moment. They're hitting me pretty hard. I need help over here.
Give me a hand.
Too easy! Yes!
And again.
He cheated.
Others will take my place. Huh?
On my way!
Vile creature.
Yeah! What is it?
Understood.
Huh? Who's next?
Huh?
Yeah!
I can't do that yet.
And what now? What is it?
On my way.
go. Don't rush
Yes.
me! Yeah!
Please wait a
What
moment.
is it?
They're hitting me pretty hard.
Huh? Yeah!
I can't do that yet.
And what now? Too easy! I'll be ready soon!
Yes?
Yeah! Ow! Hey!
Please wait a moment.
I
can't do that yet.
Give me a hand! It can't end like this!
Huh?
As good as done.
Yeah!
Huh?
Yes?
Yes?
Who's next? Ow! Another one bites the
wait
dust.
a moment.
What is it? Huh?
I can't do that yet.
And what now? I didn't hit you very hard.
I'll
with you.
Vile creature.
What is it? Pow! Another one bites the dust. Yes?
They're hitting me pretty hard.
Yes, yes.
Vile creature.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Yes?
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Please wait a moment.
I didn't hit you very hard. Hey!
I can't do that yet.
Ow! Hey! And what now?
Creature.
Yes? What is it? Huh? Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Please wait a
And
moment.
what now?
He hardly put up a fight.
Too
Yes,
easy.
yes, so.
Yes? Oink oink. That's all. No more orcs. Well fought, young friend. Do you happen to be tongued ill? Well fought? But he fought like a... Boindale, what do you expect? He grew up amongst the humans.
Who are you and how do you know my name?
My name is Boindale Hookhand of the clan of the Swinging Axes. This is my brother, Boindale Doubleblade. We've been sent to find you. Call me Ironheart. Are there any more piggy snouts around here?
There was a meeting last night. The Elfar serve a certain Nod-On who calls himself Lord of the Perish Land. They have enlisted 3 orc hordes to cause unrest in the south.
Did you hear that, Boindale? Piggy snouts! The Elfar from Son Balzur and the orcs from Taboribor are working together?
And could ally with the orcs from the Perish Land.
The twins look at you solemnly. You all know what that would mean for the people of Girdlegard.
We've got to...
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, but it's our duty to get you to the Ogre's Death Fortress in one piece.
I thought the duty of dwarves was to protect the innocent in Girdlegard.
Lot Yonan and King Broron will take care of the orcs. We 3 must be careful. You're not exactly a warrior. But he has broad shoulders and broad hands. There's hope for him yet. So when you've got the chance to split a few orc skulls, you should take it.
You turned up at just the right moment. But are you sure it's me you're looking for?
The High King Gundrabor sent us to fetch you and bring you to Ogre's Death in the Secondling realm in the south.
So he received the letter from my master. And am I a secondling?
Well, something like that. I guess.
I would be happy to follow you into the realm of the Secondlings. In truth, there is nothing I would rather do. But first, I must travel to Blacksaddle and return some things to a former famulus of Lot-Yonan.
Blacksaddle isn't exactly on our way.
It's on my way. We can head south as soon as I've carried out Lot-Yonan's orders.
Well, he's certainly got the stubbornness of a dwarf. Perhaps we'll be able to make a real dwarf of him on the way.
All right, we'll accompany you. The sooner we find that famulus, the quicker we can get back to the mountains.
I'll have to send Lot-Yonan a message by carrier pigeon on the way. And if we happen to stumble upon a couple of orcs...
I like you, but we'll have to find you another name. Bolafar. It's about as good as Lipsmith, Paddletosh, or Blufflegrump. It is stupid, senseless, and definitely not a name of honor. What are you good at?
I'm good at reading.
Reading? You're a scholar?
There are dead orcs lying in the defensive trenches and strewn over the meadows in front of the city. Some of the locals are busy throwing the bodies on pyres, while others repair the minor damage done to the city wall. You see a camp with a wagon and two people on the edge of the path. Behind them, you don't want to give them a shock, so you address them while you're still a distance away.
Hello, friends. Is there any space by your fire?
The two traders look up and visibly jump when they see you three dwarves.
Ah, hello. Yes, of course.
It doesn't escape your attention.
We're only...
Someone who lives here normally...
Later in the night, it's a... After a march through the...
Are you sure that the famulus lives here?
Yes, according to Lot Yonan.
Although you try to put a lot of assurance into your voice, you too see no signs that anyone lives.
No castle, no tunnel, no camp. There's nothing here but
Then we'll have to take a closer look.
You do.
An old tree. Looks like it could fall down at any... There we go. Too steep. I can't get a grip anywhere. I should be able to get up here. I hope this is all worth it. Here's a... No, forget it. Something engraved on it.
You realize with surprise that they are runes in the Dwarven language.
Built with the blood of our enemies. Huh? Hello? Master Garen? Lot Yonan sent me to bring some items back to you. My inquiries are almost at an end. That means I can finally go to be with my sunshine. I have never been to Greenglade, but I think I will like it there. I deposited my most valuable things in the grave of Horengarth before my departure and secured it with magic. The password is...
You recognize the following words as rune names, but they're written in the learned language, so you don't know which they are.
Greenglade. Oh, great. Useful. An eternal flame. I know who taught him that. Hello? Is anyone there?
It looks as though Garen lived in the fortress for a while. It also seems that he left several lunar orbits ago.
He's not stealing. It would just be a shame if the provisions went off.
A series of weapons that are all clearly of dwarven origin. The spider webs and rust suggest they have been here for quite a while. Maybe even centuries.
Born of stone, forged in battle. Arise, reborn from the blood of the enemy.
You're not sure if you really want to know what was once in this basin. The whole place gives you the feeling that a decent dwarf shouldn't hang around too long.
A rune. Clearly magical.
Ah, that's it.
Graves. Could be buried here. Garen's most valuable belongings. Letters from his lover, a silk scarf that must have belonged.
So, Scholar, what are the results of your inquiries?
There is an abandoned fortress in the mountain, and I think it belonged to the Thirdlings.
Boindill's eyes narrow.
The blasted dwarf killers!
A thirdling fortress! Here! In the middle of Girdlegard? We must let High King Gundrabur know about this.
The fortress has been long abandoned by the looks of it. Anyway, I can't go to Ogre's death until I have completed my quest. Goren is in Greenglade.
Huh.
The High King. Why do you want to bring me to him?
All right then. It's about the choice of the new High King. Gandagar, the king of the Fourthlings, is with his entourage in Ogre's death and is supposed to ascend the throne.
But our acting High King Gundrabur wants to prevent that from happening. He fears that Gandagar wishes to instigate a war against the elves.
But what have I got to do with that?
Boindill is about to say something, but is silenced by a nudge in the side from his brother.
High King Gundrabur will explain everything when the time comes.
You look distrustfully from one twin to the other. Boindill has donned an innocent expression, and Boendal doesn't give you the impression that he has anything else to say on the matter.
Whatever, your High King must wait. I have a quest to carry out in Greenglade.
But our quest is...
Boindil...
Let it be, dear brother. Look at him. He has made his decision, and you will not be able to change his stubborn dwarven mind.
You can't help but smile. Traces of the attack on While taking a rest, you see a car trundling along the road not far away from you. A young couple are sitting on the box seat, clearly in love and more interested in each other than the rest of the world around them. The sight reminds you of a long, unanswered question.
So, I was wondering, what do female dwarves look like?
Pretty. Very pretty.
Uh-huh.
You were expecting a little more information.
Do they have beards?
No, I would say it's more like fluff. Oh, very attractive.
And what do they do? I mean, are they warriors too?
In our kingdom, most take care of domestic life. They take the animals down to the meadows in the valleys, make sure the larders are full and that there's plenty of good beer, and make our clothes.
It only ever causes problems when men and women stand shoulder to shoulder in battle.
Some of them are talented stonemasons and smiths, and beware of insulting their skills. They are no less proud than we are.
By the evening campfire, Boindil rummages around in his rucksack and pulls out a cheese wrapped in a cloth. He sticks a fist-sized piece on a spit and grills it on the fire.
There's nothing better than grilled cheese at the end of a long day.
The smell it gives off makes you hold your breath.
Oh, it smells like my socks after weeks of marching in my boots.
Oh, picky, are you? Hardly surprising, considering you were brought up by humans. It's ruined your taste. Oh, picky, are you? Hardly surprising, considering you were brought up by humans. It's ruined your taste.
Boindil holds the stinky cheese at the end of the stick under your nose.
Eat, and stop complaining.
You pull the warm piece of cheese from the stick. It tastes dreadful. Your fingers will smell of it for the next few days, and probably your mouth will too. The hamlet of Sungird certainly lives up to its name. There's a shop. A small bell rings as you enter the shop. The twins look around, but seem rather... You stroll...
Oh, by fracas! Look, dear brother! The scholar really is looking at books!
It's an interesting...
Boindil... Boindil is walking next to you in silence. Now and then, he looks at you from the side.
And you really do like books?
Yeah, I'm curious. And you can find many answers in books.
Won't you have found all the answers at some point?
Quite the contrary. The more books you read, the more questions you ask.
Ah, I knew it. Oh, just a waste of time.
You approach...
By Vracus.
The piggies have really shown those pointy ears.
Stay alert.
The hand that painted this picture...
This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen.
You have read about the... Green Glade was one of the few places The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground, while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot Yonan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Goren.
Goren had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Greetings, Tugger. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot Yonan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Goren. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a
Hoofprints! Burned into the ground!
Alfar?
The fire in Boindill's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid Peggies. Did you hear that, brother? We might get to test our blades on Tion's pointy ears.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty, in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were, are now gaping black holes. In your imagination, you see the Alfar's shadow mare standing around the Lady of Greenglade, devouring her, while she, nailed to the tree, squirms and screams in pain. You quickly put your hand over your mouth.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us.
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Othar and Lueth Buanre.
What's happening? That's the perished land.
Impossible. Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back. Yeah! Pow! Another one bites to death.
I can't do that yet.
Huh? What is it? I didn't hit you very hard. I'm not that quick.
Killed.
Pow! Another one bites to dust.
Please wait a moment.
Yes? And what now?
Vile creature. I can't do that yet.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Wait a moment.
What is it?
Killed.
Ow!
Yes.
Hey! Huh? And what now?
Huh? I can't do that yet.
Who's next? He hardly put up a fight.
All right. What is it?